Okay, hello my friends. We are currently in, what is this, week 2 of quarantine? And you know what? I decided that I don't feel like putting makeup on all the time. And you know what? I'm kind of tired of it. So we're gonna be doing just stuff on this channel at this point. And I want to show you a recipe that I've been making for a while. I love baking, in case you didn't know. And this is a recipe called caramel apple pie bars. It's made by Sally's Baking Addiction, which that website's amazing. And this is pretty much my go-to recipe anytime I'm going somewhere, which none of us are right now. So make it for your family, make it for yourself, hoard it. It's freaking delicious. And take this time to learn how to bake. Now that that's out of the way, let's get started on our bars. The first thing you need is melted butter. This is a stick of melted butter, half a cup, going into my bowl. And don't be like those commercial, or not commercials, but like the tasty videos. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the tasty videos where it's like there's like so much left and they don't scrape the bowl. I can't tell you, that drives me out of my mind. You guys, I got really fancy with this just for you guys, and I have everything in like their own little prep bowls. So this is a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. We got 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and then you add vanilla. I have this right here. This is like my pride and joy. Okay, so story time. One of my favorite things in the world is vanilla bean paste. It's amazing. It's like way thicker than normal just vanilla extract, and it has sugar, and it just tastes so good. So there was a hurricane a couple years ago in that it hit Madagascar, where these come from, and the price of the like 32 ounces of vanilla bean paste went from like $32 to like $150, something ridiculous. I make my own now. Still expensive, but you can buy vanilla beans on Amazon or like a lot of places for way cheaper than they have them at the store. So this is to add a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. That's way more than it, but you know what? I don't really care. So now mix this, scrape the sides of the bowl, get all that good stuff in there. You want it to kind of be like that where it's breaking apart when you touch it, so you can, or when it hits the spatula. That's when you know it's good. This is, I'm wondering if this is gonna be too big. I kind of want a smaller pan. I have this pan, which I think for this recipe is gonna be too big. It looks really wide unless everything's just really thin. And then I also have this apple one that would look cute if I didn't use tin foil. So we come into the dilemma of cute versus functional. Cute is this. Functional is being, you're not.
Let's go cute.
We're going cute? Okay. Well, because functional, when you can pull it out, it's so much easier.
Oh, that's true.
That's what I mean with the tin foil. Is cute is it being in this container, right? Functional is being able to pull it out so you can cut it up.
So being an apple bar expert, which one would you prefer?
Well, I feel like all we have right now are aesthetics, so fuck it. We're gonna do it cute. All right. No tin foil. Okay. The almighty cooking spray. So I'm going to put this in. I'm gonna press this in. Make sure that it's in all of the entire thing and being pretty even. And my oven is preheated to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, just so you guys know I did that before. I'm new to talking about baking, so I don't think about describing everything I'm doing. It's kind of so weird. Cool, that looks great. I'm gonna put this in the oven. And if you have a pan in there that you completely forgot about, go ahead and take that out and pretend it doesn't exist because it's ugly. I don't want ugly in this kitchen. So that's going in for probably, I don't know. This recipe says 15 minutes. I think it's gonna be in for a little bit longer because that is not, the recipe says to use an 8-inch square baking pan. I'm gonna check on it in a little bit. Basically what you're looking for is for it not to be like browned. You want it to be pale still, so you don't want it to be like fully brown because it's gonna cook again. But you also don't want it to look like oily and wet, like the butter isn't set. Dr. Seuss over here. Okay, so we're going to the next part right now. And I'm just gonna use the same bowl because waste not a lot. So what I'm gonna do now is the apple part. And I remembered that I have this really stupid gadget thing that should actually peel. Okay, so this recipe says that it uses 2 apples. These are not large, so I'm gonna use more than 2. because it says 2 large apples. Let's see how well this works though.
Start from the bottom, maybe?
Oh, I did it wrong. Oh, maybe I do start from the bottom, yeah. Oh my god, that's actually perfect! Yes! Yes! Alright, it's not perfect, but it's way quicker than doing it yourself. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's actually safer.
Yes.
Yes! Okay, that was cool. Now let me throw away my giant peel noodles. So now, we cut the apple. Basically, you just want to cut off so there's just the core. If there's any edge pieces, I would just take them off because the peel's not gonna be the business with this. You definitely don't want it. What we're gonna do here, once we've chopped and peeled all of these apples, you're gonna thinly slice them. I would say like this is a good thickness. What is that, like 1/4 of an inch probably? They don't have to be like all super even, but I would try and get them to be, you know, close to the same width. Otherwise you're gonna have some that turn into like applesauce and you're gonna have some that are super, super crunchy. Also, I'm using Granny Smith for this because I like the kind of sweet and sour aspect of it, but you can use any apples that are good for baking or mix them up. We've done it with Honeycrisp apples. We've done it with, I don't know, we use Granny Smith, I feel like most. Those are my favorite. And I have a child who loves sour stuff, so these end up tasting a lot like those caramel apple bars in the sense of having that like really sweet caramel and then also having the really kind of sour apple. Hi, Luna. Luna, Luna, Luna. I wish I was good at cutting, like chefs, like doing it this way. That's the much more efficient way, but it's like my wrist doesn't want me to go up that. That's way more efficient actually. Maybe I need to make myself better at that. Luna, hi. Hi, Luna. Once we have the apples, I'm gonna put them in a bowl. The next thing we're gonna do is to coat them with a little sugar flour mixture. This is 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 1 tablespoon, I think, of cinnamon, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. That was the other thing. It gives them a little bit of thickness. When they start to break down in the oven, it makes it so they have like a syrup almost.
Like starchy?
Yeah, a little bit, because you know the apples, the juice will kind of come out when they get baked. And so having the flour and the sugar and the nutmeg and stuff gives them like almost this like really juicy, gooey coating that is super, super delicious. Luna.
Hey.
Luna. Hi.
Hey.
Hi. Okay, that is looking good. Then the last thing that we need to do is to make the strudel topping. Again, super duper easy. I already measured it all out, but I don't remember what the measurements were. Okay, so we got 1/2 cup of oats, 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of flour. Got to use the itty bitty baby one. This is a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon sugar. And then I have 1/2 stick of butter, 1/4 cup of butter right here, that I diced, but it was very soft, so it kind of didn't dice, but I mean, it kind of did. But you want it to be cold and you want it to be like cut into smaller pieces. And basically you just are gonna use your hands to squish the butter into everything else. Kind of grab them and just like, and then eventually what's gonna happen is you're gonna get these like little pea-sized crumbles. I even will like kind of like mash it in like this. You could use a pastry cutter if you want, but like, I don't know, I don't. You just basically, the main thing is you want to make sure that you just don't have big chunks like this because that's nothing but butter. So it's just breaking those up with all of the flour and everything that's on the bottom. Not 100% how long it's been, but this is basically what you're looking for. You want it to look super pale, but it doesn't look completely raw. Does that make sense? It looks like it's like forming your crust. So now while it is still like right out of the oven. Just put the oven to 350. I'm going to lay my apples. So the way that I do this is I'll overlap a little bit, but the goal here is not just to dump them in, because you want to make sure that every single piece is going to have apple. So you kind of got to be careful with it, I guess is the right term. Basically, I'm just not throwing them on top of here. I don't want the crust to deflate and get gross and like bumpy, but I want to make sure that every piece is covered with apples. Because of that, you kind of gotta slowly add the apples. Once you get that first layer, you can be a little bit less particular. Basically, what I'm just doing here is I'm just trying to not see any of the crust. That's really the goal. Okay, so once we do that, I'm gonna take the strudel and put it all, whoa, make a mess, put it all over the top. Kind of want to make sure everywhere is covered. If there's any like holes between the apples, I'll sort of see if I can get some of that in there. I'm not like shoving it in there, but just so that everything again is even. Evenness is what the main goal here is. See, look how cute that looks. I'm glad we chose cute over function. Okay, so then this is gonna go back into the oven for a time that I will tell you in 2 seconds. 30 to 35 minutes until streusel is golden brown. So I'm gonna put it in the oven now. And it's hot, and I forgot. Okay, 30 to 35. Okay, it has been like 30-ish minutes, I'm gonna say. I'm also making my caramel right now. This caramel is super weird because, well, it's not weird, it's like you just put sugar in there and you like just wait for it to melt. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, you could hear it.
Yeah, that's... Yep, it's picking it up.
What you're gonna wanna do is leave this out for like 20 minutes to cool a little bit, and then you chill it for 2 hours or up to overnight. You really can't eat this hot. Eat it right now, or if you don't let it cool all the way, and trust me, I'm the worst at waiting for these types of things, but what I found with this is I need that time to, like, I hate this word, but kind of congeal together. It needs that rest time. Right now would be the time where you would want to put your caramel on top if you're using store-bought, or if you're not, I'm clearly behind the times or schedule right now because we're making ours right now. But once it's done, I will insert right here, putting a beautiful, glorious coating of caramel, salted caramel on top of them. But right now, I'm gonna leave this right here and then wait a couple of hours, and then we will taste test the best part. Make it cute.
What is that?
Caramel.
Caramel? Caramel.
Yes, caramel. Ooh.
Guess the caramel should have probably been on
Look
top.
that cute.
What?
How would that look cute?
Doesn't look cute to you? You tell me how it is. Oh, how is it?
Are you filming?
Is it so good?
If I wasn't filming, what would you think of it?
I'll go like, oh dear, I'm taking my shirt off. And eat it.
So good.
I'm gonna
Super
go.
easy.
Let's go to apple to
Please.
crust
I
ratio.
know.
Super delicious, super easy. The other good thing is that it freezes really well. So you can let it cool off in the refrigerator, cut it up, and then you can store it in your freezer for up to 3 months. So really cool way to just always have something handy. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know how you liked this video if you want to do more baking stuff, because I had fun with it. I'll talk to you later. Bye!